Hello guys and welcome to another video tutorial here on shade designs. Now I haven't made a video tutorial about good 3 to 4 weeks. Just been busy with other work and but enough said, and let's get into today's tutorial. Now today's tutorial is how to make a wedding invitation card. Now I've done a couple of invitation cards, if in the past, and they do tend to cost you a lot of money. If you're getting from married and you want to make one, it does cost a bit of money just to design one. Plus, you also have the printing aspect on top of that, which is extra for charges. But I'm going to show you guys how to make your own one, and you can send it off to the printer, to the printing for production, and it's a lot cheaper if you do it yourself. Okay, so before we do that, let's just look at the Shade Designs website. So this is the website that you'll be going to download the materials that I'll be using for today on this tutorial. So when you log on to shadedesigns.com, just hit on just under the video tab, just click on to tutorial materials. And then it should take you to the page where you could download all the materials. Because so as you can see, like these ones are the previous photo tutorials that I made, and you can download its materials. Just click on to free download. As I said, it's free. I'm not charging for anybody to download it. Anything from my side, because I want to make it freely available and easy for you guys to learn. I also have a Twitter page, which is twitter.com/shade designs, and you'll be able to follow me from here. I'll be posting all the informations, just updating you, what's happening, all that. And this is the official Facebook fan page, which is shadedesigns.com, and I regularly post all my work here, for comments, for tips and things like that. And also, yeah, just and like it is a great way, and it is a great platform for me to communicate with the with fans out there. Yeah, that's about it. So let's head into today's tutorial. So if you guys don't know what a wedding invitation card looks like, it looks like this. Okay, just do like a Google image search, and it's this thing. Okay, so like it has the name of the people who are getting married, and the date, yeah, that's about it. And also it also states who's getting invited and things like that. Yeah, so it is a great, it is a great way to invite your guests to the wedding, and let's get into the tutorial. So of course, open up Photoshop as usual. Okay, and just let that load. Okay, so we're gonna. Okay, I already prepared these for documents for you, and also I'll be adding some more some images um, along with this. Bunch of files. Okay, so the first image you'll be getting is the background. Okay, so you can use this for background to use it on the wedding invitation card. Now you see it's a good size. Okay, however, as I said, like you can make this as an A4 sized for wedding invitation card. You can make it, something that's similar to this one. It's all up to your preference, but today I'm just gonna make one that's it's a bit small, and it's nice, and the best thing about it is that you can fit it in your purse, because when you give out this invitation cards to your guests, like they don't want to be carrying an A4 sized for invitation card, right? So they want something they could put in their purse, and when they come to the the reception, they could show it to the security or whatever. And yeah, okay. So the size we're going to use for this presentation is 1246 by 581. Okay, and then just paste the image that will be supplied with the wedding invitation card folder, and you'll be able to download this after I finish the tutorial. Okay. So now since we have our background, we want to make it be, we want to spice it up. We don't want only just to be a boring, creamy, dull background. Okay, so we're gonna import this folder, this flower. As you can see, that flower. Copy that, and then we're gonna paste it into our document. Now don't worry about the white parts, it's okay. What you can do is gonna hold down your shift key and try to move this like over there. Okay, perfect. Now the reason why I say to hold down the shift key is because like when you are reducing the image, was it like the image going to be perfectly proportioned in all sizes, so it's not going to be stretched horizontally or stretched vertically. You will have the exact proportion of the photo, just but smaller. Okay. Okay. Now, as you can see, like we have this for white part. If we use the magic wand and you just click onto the white part, as you can see, it also covers as well some parts of the file. So if I just press delete, see, as you can see, our a flower just looks like it's a bit dull. It looks a bit fake, and you can see it's cheap. So what we're going to do is just go back a step back to yep. Okay. So what we're going to do is just use our rubber tool, which is the one here. Okay, and we are going to just decrease the size of this to something like that. No, something that we can work with. And as well, if you can't see, sorry about this. And if you can't see that circle, this little circle thing here, is because you have your cap lock on. Now, I used to use, Photoshop. I've been using Photoshop for quite a while, and I always say to myself like, oh, how come I always, sometimes don't get, the circle here, or sometimes get it until I read, it's because I had my cap lock on. Okay, so just switch the cap lock off, and you'll be able to see the see, as you see, if I switch it on, it's gone. If I switch it off, it's back again. Okay, so that's just a great reminder for you just to remember, as you can see, and then just slowly just go around. Okay, so as you can see, we just want to slightly just cut out the white part, however still keep the image intact. Okay, so once you have that, okay, now that looks okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is, of course, you're going to press blending options on that layer, on the flower layer, right hand click and click onto blending options, and you could be able to just play around with the blending mode. So, as you can see, the effect is already applied because we already tick the preview button here. As you can see, it's already applied. So that looks a bit rough. So try just using other ones. Okay. Overlay looks okay, but we'll just check the other ones. Okay. Yep, so just leave it as overlay. Okay. Now we're gonna just to increase that. Okay, and then place it in the middle. Okay, and then just get the rubber tool out and then just take out that little part here. Okay. 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 Perfect. Yeah. Now, since we have that, we're going to create a layer for the text. So you don't have to actually create a layer for the text. However, just click onto the text tool, and it will automatically create the layer for the text. Okay, and then just type in away. Just increase the font, of course. Make that to be 55. Yep, and just start typing. Okay, now that's okay. Okay, so we're going to just so we're just going to type in here. We're going to type in Jackie's Reception. Okay, that's the name of the venue, of course. And we're just going to put that right here. Oh. No. Okay. Jackie's Reception. Okay, and what we're going to do for for the main title, what we're going to do. So just duplicate that layer. Just kind of stuff and make another layer for the text. Move that up. Double click on that. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a different font for demand for heading. So I already supplied you guys with this type of font. Um, it's called the Barracus script or some shit, and just copy that. Well, you have to install it first. So once you get this folder, install that font onto your computer, whether it is a Mac or Windows. It will install perfectly. So what we're gonna do is gonna just change that, and we're gonna type that in. Oh, that's weird. P-A-R. Okay, there we are. All right. So don't worry about the color for this moment. We're gonna change that in the later stages. So we're gonna say wedding invitation. Invitation. I don't know how to spell that, but who gives a shit? We're just gonna use this for an example. Just put that there. I think it's spelled that way. Yeah, it's spelled that way. Invitation. And then we're gonna pull to duplicate that layer as well. Put it right here, and we're gonna pull Philip. No. So we're gonna pull Carl and Elizabeth Taylor. Okay, now just put that right there. I know it's a bit, the font is a bit over the moon, but it's okay. Okay, so put that. Yeah, so you just have to play around. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna play around with that text, okay? Because I don't like it, how it's spaced in between. So what we're gonna do is just copy that and paste it. And as you can see, we have it as in like a normal image layer and not a text layer. And then just delete the text layer. Actually, instead of deleting, just press that little eye things, which it disappears, and then go to here, zoom in. What we're gonna do is we're gonna play around with this, okay? So we're gonna put this, gonna put that right there. Put this. Actually, the name of marriage, so why import the surname of that? So just Carl and Elizabeth. Take that out. Okay. So we have that right there. Perfect. Just gonna move this just a bit backwards. Okay. Okay. Alright, now that is done. Okay. If you zoom out, as you can see, it's already looking professionally. We're gonna get another picture, which is this. It's a bunch of girls holding flowers. So just import that to Photoshop as well. Copy that. Paste it onto your file. Just reduce that just a little bit. Okay. Now we're gonna drag this all. So we're gonna drag this all the way down, just on top of the. Actually, just below. Yeah, just below the main flower one. And I'm gonna just press printing options, and we're gonna press overlay on that one as well. That looks a bit. Okay. Okay. Actually, yep. So just leave it as it is. Just get the rubber tool, but this time increase the size of the rubber tool to about 420 or something. Actually, a bit more than that. Okay, something like that. Okay. Now, as you can see, it looks more nice, eh? So we have the blending options, and we also what we did was that we blended the like, with the image of the one with the girls holding flower, and as well as our roses that we had at the start. We blended them together so we want the rose to stick out, but however not the full color. So that's going to stay the same. But we also want the border, as you can see, our border is those girls for holding flower, and we have a bit of green on the right hand side, and a bit of flower color on the right hand side, and we also have a space in the middle to write our names. Okay, just gonna put one right there. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, now we have all the text area nearly done, so we can also instead of Jackie's reception, just gonna write something else as we're gonna put um, just thinking of names. Just um, put as Catherine reception. We're going to put that right here. Okay, and we're going to duplicate the layer, put it down here, and we're going to put the address of that. So 128. So 128 Queens Park. Yep. So Queens Park Road. So Queens Park Road, Kensington. Okay, so that sounds a bit of posh. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna put that right in the middle. As you can see, so it's just also decrease the size of that last one from 58 down to 45. Okay, because I want them to able to read, the numbers and not, to be mixed with the flowers and things like that. So I want it as a reception. Okay, now that's all done. Okay, let's move this one just to the side. Okay, that looks okay. Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna put a line in the middle here for so it could be used to place the names of the people, like the guests. So the guest names could be placed here. Okay, so by that we're going to just get our pencil tool, and let's just get, yep, so just get this, and then, oh, sorry, did something wrong here. We have to create a new layer, sorry. Create a new layer. Now we can use the pen tool. Hold down your shift key and just draw, and then just push it that way. So the reason why we're holding down the shift key is that we get a perfect straight line, okay? Okay, and just take off that part here. Okay, and duplicate as well. Okay, so once we duplicate that, and now we could have two lines. Okay, so so you have so you could fit like either the guests their husband or wife. You could put up both names in there. That's one reason we add in those two lines. And then just take off this little part off. Okay. and move these ones just towards the center. Okay, perfect. Now these two, move it down, and merge them as a layer. So those two lines are now one line instead of two layers. Okay, just makes it a bit more easy for us. Okay, and just take off that little part off. Okay, and then we're going to, if I duplicate small layer of this one, duplicate that, and right just here. So that's gonna put so the date of the wedding, obviously. So March 5th, 2012. Okay. I'm gonna put that right there. Okay, so just make that a bit small, okay? Looks a bit big and bulky at the moment. So March 5th, 2012. Okay. There you are. Just the name, and you can write down here. Couple invites. Okay, so it goes like that, and then we're gonna decrease that font size from 35 to 25. Okay, so it's wedding invitation, Carl and Elizabeth. It's gonna happen on the March 5th, 2012. Invites, and then you write down the name of the guests here. That's the name of the venue, and that's the address. Okay, so you can see we've just made a wedding invitation, and it just took probably for 10 minutes to make. As you can see, it looks more than professional. You know, the ones that you could buy online, and the ones that you could get for professionals and things like that to make it for you. Why not for make it yourself and save a bit of money for yourself? And yeah, so now like what we have to do just to send this out to the the local printer shop and things like that. And you know what? We just got ourselves a wedding invitation card. So that's all for today's tutorial. And also, make sure to download the tutorial materials from shadedesigns.com. So I'll place it here, and it'll be under for wedding invitation for card. And you'll be able to download the the files that I used for this presentation, as well as I would also supply the actual final work, and you can play around with this as well. So thanks for watching, and if you like this video, rate, subscribe, and don't forget to, as well as to like the Facebook fan page. So until then, I do thank you for your time. Until then, thank you and peace.